I never thought I'd share this story. It's deeply personal, about something I used to mock openly, faith in God. For years, I called religion a fairy tale, believing success came only from intelligence, hard work, and control. I had everything society says should make you happy: wealth, success, recognition. Yet inside, I felt an emptiness I couldn't explain. I filled it with work, distractions, and noise, convincing myself that was life. Until one day, something happened that shattered everything I thought I knew. An old friend of mine, Thomas, a man I'd known for 40 years, was diagnosed with a terminal illness. He was the kind of friend who stood by me when I had nothing, who spoke truth even when it hurt. He was also a man of deep faith, something I had always laughed at. When I visited him, his body was weak, but there was a calm in his eyes I couldn't understand. "Aren't you afraid?" I asked. He smiled softly. "I've never been alone a day in my life. God's been with me through it all." At the time, I thought he was comforting himself with fantasy. But as I spent more time with him, I saw something I couldn't explain: the peace in his home, the love of his family, the kindness of his community. Even in pain, there was joy. One evening, Thomas asked me to read from his Bible. I hesitated. This wasn't me. But I opened it to Psalms and began reading aloud. As the words left my mouth, something in that quiet room changed. The air felt alive, peaceful. Thomas smiled at me and whispered, "You felt it, didn't you?" I couldn't deny it. I didn't know what it was, but I felt something greater than myself. That night, I couldn't sleep. I told myself it was emotion, grief, exhaustion, but a part of me knew it was something else. Days later, as Thomas's condition worsened, I sat beside his bed one final time. In the silence, I picked up that same Bible and began to read again. This time not for him, but for me. I didn't know the words, I didn't know the rules. I just whispered in my heart, "Are you there?" And in that moment, I felt something I'll never forget. A peace that didn't make sense. A love so vast it broke through all logic. It wasn't dramatic or loud. It was quiet, gentle, but undeniable. For the first time in my life, I knew I wasn't alone. Thomas passed away the next day, peacefully, surrounded by love. At his funeral, I listened as people shared how he'd touched their lives through kindness and faith. It struck me that while I had built companies and chased success, Thomas had built something far greater, a legacy of love. After his death, I began a journey I never planned. I started reading, learning, questioning, not to disprove faith, but to understand it. I didn't join any church or religion. I just started talking to God, simply, honestly. Over time, everything began to change. I saw the world differently. My children felt like miracles, not responsibilities. The sunrise felt like a message, not just science. And every person I met, even the difficult ones, started to look like a reflection of something divine. I stopped chasing meaning through achievements and started finding it in moments, helping someone without expecting anything, forgiving where I once held grudges, being truly present with my family. I realized that the real measure of life isn't how much we earn, but how deeply we love. Some people think I've gone soft, others think I've lost my edge. But the truth is, I've never felt stronger. Faith hasn't made me weak, it's made me whole. It hasn't given me all the answers, but it's given me peace. And that's more than I ever found in success. Now when I worry, I remind myself of a simple prayer Thomas loved. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Those words guide me every day. I visit Thomas's grave sometimes. I don't think about his career or wealth. I think about his laughter, his faith, his peace. and I finally understand what legacy really means. It's not about being remembered by the world. It's about being remembered by the hearts you touched. If my story means anything, it's this. It's never too late to start over. Never too late to open your heart. Never too late to find faith. God's love doesn't depend on how good or deserving we are. It's already there, waiting. You just have to notice it.